Hi, I'm ABerg. I'm the head of security and risk management for LiquidNet Holdings Inc., as well as a proud premium member of the New York Metro InfraGard Members Alliance. This is the Hack Report, and this week we'll be talking a little bit about the cloud. Cloud storage provider Dropbox provides a great example of some of the security issues that individuals and companies face when they entrust their sensitive data to the cloud. Over the past few weeks, Dropbox has made the news twice regarding its security, and we all know that making the news is generally not a good thing when it comes to security. Dropbox's first issue came up in early April when a security researcher named Derek Newton discovered a significant weakness in the service's authentication mechanism. Now, one of the primary benefits of Dropbox is that it allows users to set up synchronized file systems across multiple devices. This way, when files are added to, modified on, or deleted from any Dropbox-enabled computer, iPhone, iPad, Droid, or other device, the changes are automatically replicated to all of the other devices associated with that user's account. This is a really useful feature for many people. In order for this file synchronization to work properly, you need to install a piece of software on each device used to access your account. What Newton found is that the Windows Dropbox client stores the information needed to access the Dropbox server in a plain text configuration file, which contains a static host ID used to authenticate to Dropbox. Simply by installing the Dropbox client on another computer and copying this file over, an attacker would have full read-write access to all of the files in the Dropbox account. Now, this opens up a whole range of possibilities for attackers. For instance, someone could write a piece of malware which specifically looks for the Dropbox configuration file and sends it back to the attacker. Once the attacker has the configuration file, they would have continued access to the compromised Dropbox account even after the malware was removed from the user's computer. The user would have to remove their own computer from the list of devices allowed to access their Dropbox account and reinstall the software to close the door on that attacker. As of today, this vulnerability still exists. Dropbox plans to roll out a software update which would make the configuration file useless on a second computer, but has not provided a timeline for remediation as of yet. For this reason, I wouldn't recommend using Dropbox until the fix is made. Now, Dropbox also made the news for a change in their terms of service. The original terms of service assured users that their files were stored in encrypted form on the Dropbox servers and that Dropbox employees simply could not peek into their data. Well, it turns out this is not exactly the case. A limited number of Dropbox employees do in fact have the ability to decrypt user files in order to comply with law enforcement requests for data in connection with investigations. Now, I understand that Dropbox wants to be a good corporate citizen, but there's a significant distinction between our employees can't read your data and only some of our employees can read your data. I applaud Dropbox for making their terms of service clearer and more accurate, but this incident and the reaction from Dropbox users who really were not aware that anybody could see their data is an example of one of the major problems facing users and organizations when they make that decision to move to the cloud. The problem is twofold. Users don't know the right questions to ask, and vendors just don't seem to understand that users require security for their cloud data, even if those users can't exactly describe what measures they're looking for. A recent Ponemon study on cloud computing providers' views of the security of their own services showed that amongst survey respondents, who I would assume would be among the more security-aware providers, vendors expressed the least confidence regarding some important security features of their services, such as their ability to authenticate users before granting access, their ability to prevent or curtail external attacks, their ability to encrypt sensitive or confidential information assets whenever feasible, and their ability to determine the root cause of cyber attacks. It's clear to me that many individuals and businesses are rushing in to take advantage of the cost advantages and convenience of cloud computing without knowing how safe or unsafe their information really is while it rests in the cloud. The efforts of organizations like the Cloud Security Alliance to develop baseline language, best practices, and assessment tools are a step in the right direction, but the road to cloud security is still quite foggy and treacherous.